Hello everybody, welcome. If I'm just meeting you for the first time, my name is Alice. For all my students that I see in person, I miss you, I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming. Today we are going to need some type of strap. So, I have a yoga strap, but this could be anything. It could be the strap from your robe or a necktie, a scarf, anything like that. The practice today is going to be focused mainly on the low back. I think that maybe some of us have been more sedentary than we normally are lately, so I thought maybe it would be nice to kind of bring a little bit of movement into the lower body and the spine. So that's what we're going to do today. That's the plan. And if there's any areas of the body that you need some relief from, you can always, mention it on Facebook to me or on YouTube, that Yoga by Alice YouTube channel. You can place it there, and I'll read those. And from classes going forward, we can work on what you want to work on. And if you do have any known injuries in your low back, and you have limited movement, please honor that. Any sharp pain is not good. Kind of an uncomfortable stretch, that's fine, but sharp pain, we stop. Okay. So let's get started. We are going to, another thing too I want to mention, along with the strap, we are going to do a Savasana at the end. So if you want a blanket, want a pillow for your head, even now we're going to lie down. If you want a little pillow for your head, you can grab those too. All right. So we're going to start lying down, and we'll just start with our knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. We're just going to take a couple of moments to breathe and to center ourselves. So as you lie here, close your eyes or stare at a single spot and just connect with your breath for a moment. Deep inhale through the nostrils, loud exhale through the mouth. So just a sighing breath. Just let it go. Each time you exhale and you hear that sound of letting go, just allow yourself to melt into the mat just a little bit more, into the support of the floor, the earth. And then when you're ready, close the mouth and just breathe in and out of the nostrils. When you're ready to start moving, we're going to do a very subtle movement here. So as you exhale, just lift your feet up off the mat, bring the knees in towards the chest, just enough to feel that tailbone lifting up off the mat. And then as you inhale, let the tailbone settle back down. And you'll just do that a couple more times. Exhale as the tailbone lifts. Inhale as the tailbone settles back down. How about 2 more breaths? And then with an exhalation, bring the knees in close. You can grab them with your hands, as long as that's comfortable on your low back, and do some circles. So we'll do circles in one direction, doesn't matter which way you start. And then we'll switch. A little rocking back and forth a few times just to massage that low back. And then it will bring the feet back down to the mat. You're going to place your palms on your thighs. And we're going to do a little bit of traction, a little bit of stretching, one side at a time. So palms on the thighs. We'll inhale, and with an exhale, just press that right thigh away from you. Inhale, release. Exhale, press the left thigh away. Inhale, release. Exhale, right thigh presses away. Inhale, release, left thigh as you exhale. Inhale, release. Let's do one more to each side. Moving into the stretch on your exhalation. And then coming back to center on your inhale. All right, so just notice here any sensations in the low back. I'm feeling a little sense of relaxation. And then let's grab our strap. So we're going to start out with the right leg. So I'm going to move over here so you can see that right leg. And again, you know, my room is narrow and I am long, so sorry for all this shifting around. Maybe I'll move upstairs at some point if there wasn't a dog up there and 3 other adults. So, all right. So with the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the mat, we're going to lift that right foot up off the mat and wrap the strap around the base of the heel. So right where your arch and your heel meet, place the strap there. Flex your foot, straighten your knee, and if the knee is bent and you're like this, move the leg down a bit so that you can straighten your knee. Engage your thigh, your quadriceps. Press them forward towards your hamstrings at the back of the leg. And then just let go of your strap for a moment. Press the shoulders down, straighten your elbows, reach up and grab the strap. So you want to have the shoulders grounded. And if your arms get tired, then you can bend the elbows and let the upper arms rest on the mat. So you're either here or you're here, but not somewhere in between. That will put strain on your shoulders. All right, so now if it's comfortable on the low back, we're going to straighten the left leg. And you might be able to tell that I've got my left foot on a wall, which is actually a very grounding practice. So if you're near a wall and you want to scoot up to it, left foot would be on the wall and knee would be straight. You want to act like you're standing on your left leg. So you're pressing your thigh down, your calf down towards the mat. We'll take just a couple breaths here in our hand to big toe pose. And then let's shift the strap just into your right hand. And the elbow is straight, like you're going to grab onto that big toe. Okay. We're going to take the palm of the left hand, spread your fingers wide on that left hand, and place the palm down on the top of your left thigh. This is a reminder to be still. And that's why this wall is nice, because that's another reminder that I need to keep the left side of my body still as I inhale and take the right leg out to the right. Now, if you notice you're doing this, notice how I took my right leg down, bend the knee instead and try to keep the knee and hip in a straight line. Okay. Elbow is straight, left hand is pressing down. Now I'm starting to feel the left side lifting. So I'm going to take my right leg up a little bit. It's better to have it up a little bit and keep the pelvis level than to let the left side of the pelvis lift. So reach out through the inner edge of the foot, the ball onto the big toe, inner edge of the heel. For one more breath. And then on an exhale, let's bring that right leg back to center, right where we started, but we're going to switch hands now and take the strap in the left hand. Let the right arm just rest on the floor. As you exhale, let that right big toe move towards your left ear. So this is a little subtle movement, nothing big. We're not even crossing, you know, the left side of the body. We're just bringing it to the ear, that left ear. One more breath. And then from here, on an inhale, we'll just bring the leg back to center, the right leg. Now you're going to let your left leg relax. So I'm going to move away from the wall a little bit so I can let my left leg move because we're going to add a twist. So now on an exhalation, you're going to be twisting over towards the left. And again, if you notice that your right leg is moving down like this, bend your knee. Okay. Keeping the right shoulder on the mat. You might even want to gaze over your right shoulder, working the neck. You can close your eyes, of course. And now let's start to move the right hip away from the right shoulder to gain some more length on the right side of the torso. And we'll stay here for 2 more breaths. On an inhalation, let the right leg come back to center. Let the strap just slide off your foot, keeping your knee straight. We've just created all this length on the right leg. Let's not lose it. And then let the right leg float all the way down to the floor. Let your feet splay out to the side. Notice the difference between the right and left sides of the body. So really comparing right leg to left leg. We'll do this for 2 more breaths. And then let's rebend the knees. Soles of the feet on the mat. Pick up the left foot. Strap goes around the base of the heel. We straighten the knee and flex the foot. So again, if the knee is bent, take the leg down a bit. Shoulders are grounded. We try straightening the right leg as long as that's comfortable on the low back. Thigh, those quads on the left leg press forward towards the hamstrings. And we take 2 more breaths here. And then letting the strap come into the left hand, spread your right fingers wide. Right hand to the right thigh as a reminder. You might even be grabbing onto this left big toe or the strap. And then on an inhale, float that left leg out to the left. Notice if the right buttock is getting light. If it is, take the leg up a little bit, reground, and then come back into the pose. So you're reaching out through the ball mount of your left big toe, the inner edge of your heel. We're taking 2 more breaths here. Remember, you can bend your knee in this pose. That left knee can bend. With an exhalation, we're coming back to center. We'll grab onto the strap with the right hand. That little tiny subtle movement on an exhale, left big toe towards your right ear. And just noticing the sensations, letting your exhalations help you get a little more comfortable in the pose. 2 more breaths. And then with the inhalation, the left leg will come back to center. Now you can relax the right leg. We want it to move into our twist. What we want to ground is our left shoulder. So as you exhale, you're twisting to the right, but only as far as that left shoulder can remain grounded. You can gaze over your left shoulder, close your eyes. Start to gain a little bit of length on the left side of the torso by letting the left hip move away from the shoulder. And even breathing into the left side. So feeling that space, the left side of the rib cage, maybe even into the armpit. Let's take 1 more breath. And then on an inhale, we'll roll back onto the back. We'll slide the strap off the foot. As you exhale, the left leg is floating all the way down to meet the right. Now let the feet splay out to the side. Noticing the sensations here. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And I've moved so that I can show you some alignment in this next pose. So on an exhalation, we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest, and you can use your hands, you can squeeze it in close. Flex your right foot, and then cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. We do want to keep this right foot flexed for now. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you on your right hip. If it is, just stay here. We could add a little resistance here by moving this right inner thigh away from the chest. So feel like you're, pressing that inner thigh away. While you're doing that, maybe pick the left foot up off the mat and start to draw the left knee towards the left shoulder. So a lot of us like to wander it over to the right. Don't let that happen. Bring it towards the left shoulder. And at the same time, resist that right inner thigh away. So you're really working here, but you're not using your hands. Using your core and the strength of your legs and your hips. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then on an inhale, let the left foot come back to the mat. Then cross your right leg completely over. The foot can relax now, the ankle can relax. Scoot the hips over towards the right edge of your mat, and as you exhale, twist to the left. We're keeping our right shoulder grounded. We can gaze over our right shoulder. You can close your eyes. And here's another chance to let go. So just let go of any resistance you're feeling. Even a couple of open mouth exhalations anytime you need to. We'll take 1 more breath. And then on an inhale, the knees will come back up towards the ceiling. We uncross the legs, scoot the hips back into the center, and then on an exhale, the left knee will come into the chest. You can squeeze it with your hands. We'll flex the foot, cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. This could be your pose. You can even start resisting that left inner thigh away from the chest. You might even let the right foot come up off the mat. Right knee moves towards the shoulder. Don't let it wander. So if you can only pick it up just 1 inch or 2 without it wandering to the left, then stay there. We're not using our hands, we're using the strength of our core, our legs. You're resisting that left inner thigh away even as you bring your right knee in. Let's take 2 more breaths. With an inhale, set the right foot down. Forgot the twist. Let that left leg completely relax. I don't know how I forgot that. This is one of my favorite poses. And then scoot your hips over to the left. You're twisting to the right with that left shoulder grounded. I don't have any of you here to tell me that I forgot one side, so I'm glad I caught it. And again, notice the resistance. Let go of that resistance. Allow yourself to melt into the floor. Let's take 1 more breath. And then as we inhale, knees back up towards the ceiling, uncross the legs, scoot the hips back into the center of the mat. Your feet are hip distance apart. As you exhale, just let the legs fall to the right. Gentle twist. You'll inhale, then back up to center. Exhale to the left. So you're going back and forth here. So your feet are still on the mat. It's just the edges of your feet are kind of rolling, outer edges, inner edges. That's our twist. Now, even though I asked you to move with your breath, you can stay on one side and just kind of feel that twist. But if you move out of it, move out on an inhale, go to the other side on an exhale. So you're still connecting with the breath. Those of you that want to move a little bit more into your hip joints, you can take your feet out wider towards the edges of the mat and start to move into your twists from there. I just want you to be really careful of your knees. So as you twist to the right, like I am right now, notice your left knee, if it's got a twinge to it, uncomfortable, ease out of the pose a little bit until that goes away. Let's do one more twist to each side. Once the knees are back up at center, your feet are hip distance apart. You'll straighten the knees to let the feet slide out to the side. Let the arms rest out from sides of the body, palms rotated up. Here's a time to be warm, so if you need to put socks back on or cover yourself up in your blanket, go right ahead. Close your eyes or stare at a single spot. Connect with your breath. Feel those open mouth exhalations. And as we sigh out and let go of whatever it is we need to let go of, we don't have to know what it is. We don't have to name it. We're just letting go with each breath. Make any adjustments for comfort. If you need to bend your knees, go right ahead. And bring awareness to the very top of your head. Allow the skin of your scalp to relax. Let that softness travel to the back of your head, to your forehead and temples, and settle deeply into your eyes. Allow the eyes and eyelids to feel heavy as they rest deeply into their sockets. Let that softness move into the cheeks, the sinuses, the nose, out to the ears. And settle deeply into your jaw, allowing the tongue to relax, the bottom jaw to feel heavy, even the teeth and gums to become relaxed and free of tension. Let it move into the throat, the back of the neck. Dance across the collarbones and settle deeply into the shoulders, allowing the shoulders and shoulder blades to rest. Let that softness travel down from the shoulders all the way down the upper arms into the elbows, the forearms into the wrists, the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, the fingers. Allow your hands to feel like an empty pair of gloves. Take a moment to focus on the heart center, the center of the chest. And as you inhale, allow lightness and joy to come into the heart. And as you exhale, allow any sadness, darkness, just to melt away. So allowing the heart to lift as you inhale, joy, light. Exhale, darkness, sadness. Heaviness. Let's take one more breath there. And allow your next inhalation to be directed into the rib cage so that as you inhale, it expands in all directions. And as you exhale, it just sinks down into the earth, allowing the tension in the rib cage to melt away. Allow that softness to travel into the belly, pelvis, releasing any tension in the muscles of the low back. Allow it to move deeply into your hip joints, allowing the hips to relax. And then let the softness flow down the legs to the knees, lower legs into the ankles, the heels, the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, and the toes. And allow your feet to feel like an empty pair of shoes. And give yourself permission just to be here in this moment and a body that's relaxed, a mind that's present and at peace. Let's bring awareness to our breath. Inhale slowly, exhale softly. Inhale slowly and exhale softly. Allow some gentle movement to come into the body. Take your time, no need to rush. You can stay here still for as long as you like. But when you're ready, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. You'll roll to one side, coming to a fetal tuck position, resting there. And then using the strength of the arms, bring yourself all the way up to a comfortable seated position. We'll keep the eyes closed just a little bit longer. And then bringing hands together at the heart. May you take this feeling of peace and relaxation with you as you go out into the world. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. To my students I see regularly, I miss you. I love you. I will see you soon. Stay healthy, keep practicing, and namaste. Ooh, technical difficulty there. I did the whole thing, and when I went back to it,